Hello. So, basically, let's talk about my first job. So, here it is. Little Caesars. Did we get the thumbnail already? All right. So my first job, as I mentioned in my last video, was Little Caesars. I want to talk about my experience with that, and maybe I could help the youth. Well, I hope you're young getting your first job. I was 15 years of age when I was first employed. That wasn't like the first time I've really done work. I've done farm work, helped out lemonade stands, stuff like that. My first real job, the first W-2. So it was a little intimidating. I walked in, had my interview with the manager, all that, and they loved me. Well, not really. My ego, my youth, they hired me right on the spot. And what I learned is, if they hire you right on the spot, then that's not going to be the best sign. So yeah, I got hired, my first day started, and I didn't know what was going on at all. Lots of very different environment, very unique. And now, what's the weirdest thing is, when you're young, getting your first job, you are around people that you aren't usually around, okay? You meet such a crazy cast of characters. You meet people sometimes around your age, sometimes they're 57 years old. Just fly, get away from me. Yeah, so either your age or 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. All right, there's gonna be so many people from different ages, different groups, especially if it's a minimum wage job, which most first jobs are minimum wage. How much was I making? Okay, at first I was making $9.50. It's ridiculous. And then near the end I got raised up to $10.50, but that's only because the minimum wage in my state got upped. But anyways, so yeah, that was the hardest part, I think, was adjusting to the environment and the work. I met some cool people. A few of my friends from school, they were already working there, and some people that I met were pretty cool. One of my best friends, I met him there actually. So when you get your first job, you might hear people be like, oh, don't make friends with other employees or coworkers. I mean, go ahead and do it, all right? You're gonna learn so much about talking to people. You're going to meet very interesting people, all right? Some of them are going to be good, some of them are going to be completely evil. You don't know that until you talk to them, right? So overall though, it was a pretty positive experience trying to connect more with coworkers and stuff, even though they're like 3 times your age or whatever. So yeah. Now, let's talk about the manager. The manager, okay? You feel a need to impress them. I mean, they hired you, you want to look good for them. But here's the thing, no matter what you do, sometimes your manager will fucking hate you. My manager did here. He always put me on dishes. He put me in the back. He didn't want me anywhere near the front for the first few months. And some of that was my decision. I liked being back there because I didn't necessarily have to talk all the time. I didn't feel so rushed. So if you really want to humble yourself, I recommend doing the dishes. It sucks, okay? But it really teaches you something. I don't know what, but it definitely taught me something. It humbles you, experiences you. And it's easy. I mean, you're just washing dishes while everybody else is fucking going crazy or whatnot, So, yeah, your manager. Do not try too hard to impress them, what I learned. Because no matter what you do, there's a good chance they're still gonna dislike you. Even the owner disliked me, okay? And so let me tell you about this guy. The thing is, nobody liked him. He wasn't too good at being a manager, so I've heard, or whatever, while I was working there. And this is what he would do to me. So I would walk in, I would try to be friendly. I'd be like, hey, what do you want me to do today? Get on dishes right now. Okay. And anytime I tried to do something, leave me alone. Leave me and my viewers alone. So yeah, he would always put me in the back. If I wanted to go up front, try to do something else, he would be like, do dishes, go clean something, So sometimes your manager's gonna suck. And what I recommend is, if your manager does not like you or he's just treating you poorly, leave, go away, leave immediately, because you don't have to deal with it, especially at a younger age like that. So, friends, coworkers, manager, what else do I have to get down on? Oh, okay, so I mentioned having friendships with your coworkers, it's good. But here's my bit of advice. Don't have relationships, especially if she has strict parents. Yeah, did not work out for me, that's what I'll say. So go ahead, just get in there, get into the work, get into the experience, get into the crazy environment. It will teach you a lot. I'm glad that I did have this job. I was there for about 6 months, and I had to like build my way up in a way, because I was going from dishwashing and then making pizzas, and then when I turned 16, I started cutting and boxing pizzas. That was the most fun part. My experience with Little Caesars. If you ever get applied there, if you're applied there and you work there and you're 16, get on the pizza place, bro. That is fun. It's kind of dangerous though, because you're right next to the oven. At least every Little Caesars is like different. So the oven was like right here. Can you see me? Wait, hold on. I might have to stand up. Okay. So the oven was like right here, and then usually I was like right here. I was not too far away from it, and then you had to have this tool, and then why am I talking louder? I have a mic on. So you have to have this tool. You have like a clippy thing. I don't know what to call it. You have to like get in there, you have to turn around, get over there, put it on the box, cut it, then box it. The most difficult thing about that was trying not to scorch yourself and boxing. So yeah, that was fun. Being a cashier, that was fun as well. I mean, customers can be a little weird, but you do meet interesting characters. I met Batman once. Okay, that was cool. My least favorite part was the drive-through. It's really so awkward. It's really hard to hear each other and like give the orders off and stuff. So yeah, overall, I did have a pretty good time there, but the manager and some people can really mess it up for you. I had beef with this one dude. We just did not line up, okay? We just disagreed with everything. Yeah, we just didn't like each other. And, oh, that guy, okay, it was like my first week working here. I was doing dishes. He just got in a fight with somebody. It was hilarious, actually. So they just started fighting for no reason, and what made them stop was they knocked the trash can over, like separated them, and they were just like, yo. And then after that, he came up to me and he asked me, which one of us won? Did you think I won? I was like, no, because I don't know. Okay, the way they fought, it was not impressive. Most like fights aren't really. Most street fights, especially if you're fighting in the back of the Little Caesars, you're not going to encounter expert martial artists. All right, well, I don't think going into the tree area is going to help with escaping bugs. This is their crib, actually. What we're going into. Anyways, yeah, so you'll have all kinds of characters such as that. People fighting. I'm sure that guy's opponent, there's like a meth head too. So, don't be afraid, okay? Most of these guys, they're not that bad. But, you know, you don't necessarily want to talk to anybody. You can get a bad vibe from them. Oh my, how am I gonna get through here? This is a wilderness vlog at this point. So, yeah, you know, if it's your first job, just go in there. You'll be fine. You'll have fun encounters, meet interesting people. What was this one crazy event? So this dude, he was very funny, but so I was mixing sauce at one point, right? And this dude, he just spat in it, okay? He just straight up spit in it for some reason. I don't know why. And then, oh no, he didn't spit. He put cleaning solution in it, of course. So, a little sanitary. Yeah, he just sprayed that in there for some reason. And I was like, oh, well, I should do something with this bucket of cleaning solution that's in it now. And he was like, oh no, dude, it's good, dude, I do it all the time. I was like, what? So I just put it back in the freezer. I did not use it. and I got like this sticker and I just put on the top, so like, don't use this. Anyways, so yeah, he did that, and then I'm pretty sure, I think it was the same night, my friend, he got chased around by him while the guy was naked. Not. I am exaggerating this way too. He was basically naked. He was in his underwear. Yeah, so he just took his pants off and he just started chasing him all around the back. So, yeah, I think my Little Caesars was, yeah, maybe I just had an awful Little Caesars. But you know, things like that, that's the best part of jobs, especially your first one. You just see crazy stuff like that, especially for the first time, you know. So enjoy it, okay? You gotta enjoy this experience. But anyways, I don't know what else much to say. I mean, you just kind of work, try to learn how to do things as efficiently as you can. But my best advice is, so if it's your first job, embrace it. Embrace not knowing anything. Embrace the kind of weird people around you. But if it's messing with your mental health, right? If it's stressful for you, if you got people around you that aren't treating you well, you don't have to keep it. For me, I was obsessed with trying to like build my resume. I was like, you know, I want to keep this job for as long as I can. It's my first job. It'll look good. Here's the truth. It's your first job. Anybody that looks at your resume is not going to care. So if you don't work there for long, or you do what I did, just put your 2 weeks in, don't worry about it, okay? Don't stress yourself out, especially if it's your first job. You know, at a younger age, it's not going to matter too much. So this is about like 3 years ago. You know, I still got a couple jobs. Even I had a year gap between Burger King and Walmart. If you're applying for like these minimum wage jobs or low paying jobs, starter jobs, don't worry about your resume, okay? If you don't like where you're at, being treated poorly, leave. So preferably do put your 2 weeks in, but you don't have to. My philosophy on that is, you know, I wasn't respected there by my managers, and I don't have to respect them. I don't have to give them that courtesy of putting my 2 weeks in, especially they can just fire you. They won't give you notice when they fire you. So yeah, let me tell the tale. Let me conclude this of what I did when I quit. Look at this beautiful nature. Let me don the cap one last time while I tell the story. Still fits. Oh yeah. So basically, this is how I quit. I was, you know, feeling sick of it. I was stressed out. Not necessarily because of the work, but because of my manager. He kept being mean to me, and the job just kind of got sick of it. I didn't want to see my ex or be around her. Yeah, so there's kind of some variables in play, enough to push me to want to quit. So I made it quite simple. I waited until the end of my shift, which this wasn't a shift I was supposed to work. I just came in because a friend asked me to. So yeah, so I came in, I was like, I want to quit. I want to quit really badly. And what pushed me to the edge was I was cutting pizzas. It was a massive rush, okay? Insane. And usually on a Saturday. And when you're back there, usually you have another person with you. But no, of course, I was completely alone. And yeah, the guy that was with me, he was up front talking to the girls. So I was all alone by myself. And the manager, I had no clue where he was. He wasn't in the back making pizzas. I don't think he was on break. He was just not there, right? So I was in the back cutting pizzas. I was stressed out, the busiest rush of my life, all alone. And right at the end, okay, I did a pretty good job. I was getting everything done. Right at the end, when he seen me cut the last couple of pizzas, he was like, "You're cutting it all wrong." And he's like, he had the pizza, he's like, "You gotta line it up, you gotta do it like this." That pushed me to my edge. So I was done. I helped clean everything up, and then I went up to him at the end of the shift. I was like, oh, what's funny is he just posted the new schedule. So right at the end, he had this new schedule for the next week or two. And I was like, hey, can I talk to you? And then I seen the fear in his eyes because he knew it was bad, because I've never said this to him before. And I was like, I'm quitting. And he's like, are you doing 2 weeks? I was like, no. He's like, you know, you should do 2 weeks. It'll, look better. I was like, no, I'm quitting. And then he says, will you be back tomorrow? No. And he was like, all right. And then I left. And then he said, all right, see ya. I think he couldn't believe I was actually quitting. I was done. So, yeah. That's my story, my first job at Little Caesars. So if you're applying there, if you get hired or whatever, it's pretty fun. It's not too hard of a job. I liked it. I did everything. I washed dishes, cut pizzas, made pizzas, worked on dough. Well, I wasn't 18. I couldn't actually make the dough, but I did help with that. So, yeah, not that bad of a job. The pay isn't too good, but at that age, it's pretty good. Any sort of income is. So, yeah, enjoy your job. Enjoy your first job. Cherish it because it's your first. But if it sucks and you get treated like trash, leave, okay? Because it's not going to interrupt your next job. So, thank you for watching. Anyone that watched, and thank you to my subscribers, and goodbye. Be chill.